Aloha hoaloha. In this series, I'm cooking all the recipes in the 2022 BTS Recipe Cookbook. The recipes are based on actual meals that BTS cook themselves on their many shows. I've been ARMY or a fan since Love Yourself era. I'm super excited to start this journey on learning more about the boys and Korean cooking. Welcome to Care's Corner. Aloha friends, today we're making JANCHI-GUKSU and I absolutely loved making this. So I was super apprehensive about making it because it has the anchovy broth in it, and as we all know, I don't like fish, but I made the anchovy broth and I made the vegetable broth and I was gonna mix them. I love that they have how the boys like to eat their JANCHI-GUKSU, or like any of the recipes in the book, they have how they prefer to eat it. So ingredients, we have the Korean leek, we have a zucchini, onion, carrot, kimchi from Costco, wheat noodles, some oil, salt and pepper. We have the anchovy broth, vegetable broth that we made. Beautiful color on that. I love the color on the vegetable broth. Soy sauce, which in Hawaii we call shoyu. Sesame oil, which is probably toasted sesame oil, but I'm not sure. Definitely toasted sesame seeds, gochugaru, and garlic. So right now I'm cutting up the Korean leek to make the spicy soy sauce that goes on top of the JANCHI-GUKSU. And I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I believe it is pronounced JANCHI-GUKSU. But we've got the Korean leek. Then wants me to mince half a teaspoon of garlic. Which, yeah, I don't necessarily do that, but I will. So I smashed my garlic to get the peel off of it. I'm gonna go ahead and peel it. And then I use this garlic press, which I love. And for this garlic press, you don't actually have to peel the garlic, but I do anyway because it allows for easier cleanup. But I love this garlic press. It is so wonderful. And even if a recipe calls for like sliced garlic or something like that, I always just mince it. Like, unless I'm deep frying garlic, yeah, I'm mincing it in this. So gochugaru is just Korean chili flakes. So you could probably just use regular chili flakes, but it would be a completely different flavor. And you can easily buy this on Amazon or your closest Asian mart. We add sesame oil, which is so beautiful, the smell. I love it. It's so luscious. Oh, I love sesame oil. Then we're going to add our soy sauce, which if you grew up in Hawaii, you use Aloha soy sauce, which we call shoyu, and that is what I am using here. You can use any soy sauce that you want, but again, I'm from Hawaii. We use Aloha shoyu. I love this spoon. It's like a teddy bear spoon that we got from this little coconut jelly restaurant that we love. Now that the spicy soy sauce is made, we are moving on to what we are going to be putting in the broth. So in the broth, there are all these sliced up or julienned vegetables. Obviously the onion, which this onion wasn't looking that great in the middle, so take that out. Onions haven't been doing well right now in our area. Like, I can't find any good white onions right now. So I had to use a yellow onion, which this is, and generally I don't use yellow onions. I use white onions or sweet onions. Okay, I am fully aware that my knife here is not sharp. I am going to eventually sharpen it, just not now. So this knife I absolutely love. It is a vegetable knife that I bought when I was like 14, 15 years old in our little tiny grocery store on my small little island in Hawaii. I absolutely love that knife and I still have it. And I've had it for a while. Since I bought this when I was 14 or 15. It's been a while. We've got the carrot. And we're going to have to julienne that too. So I do it at an angle. I don't know how other people do it, but it's generally how I do it. And yes, you may comment on my hand placement because I know that my left hand is not how it's supposed to be. So, you know, whatever. And it asked for 1/4 of a carrot. I'm like, really, 1/4 of a carrot? What am I going to do with the rest of the carrot? So I just started eating it, you know, whatevs. It said julienne. So we'll julienne it. A couple of these slices were a little bit thicker than they're supposed to be for a julienne. But whatever. There we go. So this is a Mexican gray zucchini. The regular zucchini at the grocery store looked a little rough, so we went with this. And the recipe calls for 2 inches of zucchini. I don't know who measured this, but you know, it's vegetables. Just add how much you want to put in. Don't add any in. Add more. Whatever. And cat hair, because I have cats and dogs, but that was a cat hair. And this is why I don't generally cook for people anymore unless they are my family, because there's always cat hair in the food, which is so sad. Thinly sliced leek. There we go. Kimchi. I love kimchi. I've always loved kimchi since I was a little child. This one was actually really good. I was very surprised. My husband was very surprised. My husband is extremely picky on his kimchi. He doesn't like it overly fermented. He likes it just right, where a little fermentation. This one was really good. Generally, just put it in a bowl, chop it up with scissors, because you don't want to get all that red on your cutting board. If you don't mind, then go ahead and cut it on your cutting board. But I put it in a bowl and chopped it with scissors. Yay, everything is all pretty and ready to go. So we're gonna add a little oil, heat it up a little, and put in some of the vegetables. I cut a lot of vegetables. Some of this is going into the burajjigae that I am making later on. And some obviously is going into the janchi-guksu. But we're just going to toss some in and saute them a little bit until they're nice and soft. But still with a little bit of touch. Okay, so we're gonna add our vegetable broth. Look at the beautiful color on that. That's from the shiitake mushrooms. So I was gonna do half and half, the vegetable broth and the anchovy broth. But I got to 2 cups on this, and then I was all, just do 3 cups.
That's good.
And by the time I got to 3 cups, I was like, just put the whole thing in, whatever. And then I could just use 1 cup of the anchovy broth, which adds a nice umami flavor, but you don't get overwhelming fish flavor, which I don't like, because you know I don't like fish, but you need the umami flavor, so I sucked it up and used it.
I'll cover it and let it come to a boil.
So I covered it, but I forgot that I needed to add soy sauce to this, because the broth base for this called for soy sauce, which we didn't put in the original anchovy and vegetable broth. So we added it here. So we boiled a separate pot of water so that we could cook the wheat noodles in. And we'll just cook them according to the package directions, which is about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. You just stir it around. If you stir it around for like the first 30 seconds, generally it won't stick to the bottom of the pan. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm not trying to make the noodles all gummy, just trying to make it so they don't stick to the bottom of the pan. So if your noodles start sort of almost boiling over, it's good to have this little thing of water on the side to add to your boiling noodle water so that it kind of goes down and it doesn't boil over. It just cools it down. You don't get the boil over on your stove. And the noodles are cooked perfectly. So we are going to go ahead and take this over to the sink, strain it, and we are going to rinse it with cold water. Then we're going to go ahead and plate our noodle into the bowl, which was super fun. Like, I've always seen this done, like on other YouTube shows and stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do it on this. And it was fun. And here's our broth all ready to go. It was simmering away. I was pleasantly surprised about how delicious this broth was. It was a very light flavor, but it was so delicious. And I loved all the vegetables, added the chopped up kimchi, and then the spicy soy sauce. You can put as little or as much as you like of this on it. I liked it a lot. So after we got done filming, I added more and ate the noodles. It was so good. Y'all, this janchi-guksu was super pretty, very delicious. I really, really liked it. If you've gotten to the end of this episode, comment spicy soy sauce. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.